Part 13, Commerce Meaning, Difference between Trade and Commerce. Commerce Meaning of commerce. Commerce means trade and auxiliary service to trade. These service include the service of banking, insurance, transportation, communication, warehousing and agents. The world has become a global village from the viewpoint of trade and its auxiliary services. It means that commerce comprises of all those activities which are concerned with the distribution of goods and services, so they may reach the consumers with a minimum inconvenience. In other words, commerce means trade plus auxiliary services. Trade means exchange of goods and services in return money. In return of money, this commerce include trade plus services of banking, insurance, transportation, communication, warehousing, and agent. This will promote trade activities, promote the trade related activity with some other services. Characteristics of commerce. Trade is a part of commerce. Trade means exchange of goods and service. Commerce means trade plus some auxiliary service. So trade is a part of commerce. Second one, commerce is an economic activity. Economic activity means any activity carried for monetary gain, otherwise profit motive. This commerce also an economic activity is carried for the monetary gain. Third one, auxiliary services helpful to trade are included in commerce. Example, banking, insurance, transportation, etc. This auxiliary service will help to trade make in proper ways, and it will promote and development of trade related activities. Suppose banking service will help financial service to businessmen to carry out trade activity. Insurance will protect any damages. Transportation will take goods from one place to another. So auxiliary services helpful to trade are included in commerce. Fourth one, it increases time and place utility of goods. Time utility means in seasonal time, producers going to purchase raw materials in bulk amount and it is stored in warehouses or godowns. Place utility means it produced in one place when goods are carried over from the place of production to place of consumption. Commerce increases time and place utility of the goods. And fifth one, auxiliary services are demand oriented. It continues. These services of banking, transportation, communication, warehouse, etc. are based on the demand. Those who need these services, it will available to them. Auxiliary services are demand oriented. It continues. This service will available anytime on the basis of demand from various persons. If auxiliary services are available at a reasonable price, goods can be supplied to consumers at a fair price. If auxiliary services, trade and plus helping other promoting services are available at a reasonable price, goods can be supplied to customers at a fair price. For example, transporting is a commercial service. This service will available at a reasonable price, then product we can sell at a fair price. These commercial charges are more, it will affect the price of the product. So these services are available at a reasonable rate, then goods can supply to customers at a fair price. Difference between trade and commerce. Point of difference, trade and commerce. Meaning of trade, exchange of goods or services in return of money. Trade is that branch of commerce which deals with the exchange of transfer of goods and services. Commerce includes trade and auxiliary service to trade. Commerce comprises of all those activities which are concerned with the distribution of goods and services, so they may reach the consumers with a minimum inconvenience. Scope. scope of trade is limited. Scope of trade is limited. It is related to that particular area. Or a scope of commerce is wider. Trade is included in commerce. The origin and development of trade is the result of relevance of goods and service, buying and selling of goods and services. The origin and development of trade is the result of the relevance of buying and selling activity. The origin and development of commerce is the result of continuous development of trade and industrial activities. So, scope of trade is limited, scope of commerce is wider, trade is included in commerce. On the basis of development of commerce part, trade also going to develop. Parties, both the parties of trade are mostly known to each other and are in proximity. We know that buyer and seller is very close and they know about is a most of the time trade is going to be a direct activity. Both the parties may be at distant places and unknown, even though they can obtain auxiliary services. For example, direct trading system, we are going to purchase from the shopkeeper. In other side, in commercial, online trading system is there. We don't know that who is the seller and who is the buyer. Both parties may be at distant places and unknown, even though they can obtain auxiliary services. These are the difference between trade and commerce.